Every time Bachelor and Bachelorette contestants called out producers, Bachelor Nation has a love-hate relationship with producers of the popular television series. Kelly Flanagan, Melissa Rycroft, Colton Underwood and more members of Bachelor Nation have feuded with producers over the years. The season 23 Bachelor wrote in his 2020 book, The First Time, Finding Myself and Looking for Love on Reality TV, that he felt betrayed by producers when they called his frontrunner Cassie Randolph's dad and invited him to Thailand during the final weeks of filming. It was all clear and perfect and everything a parent should do. I'm sure that's why my old pal, supervising producer Ruby Taylor, had called Matt in the first place, he wrote. She'd contacted him several days earlier and told him that Cassie was really struggling with her feelings and could use him as a sounding board. Ellipsis. It made me feel like production was working against me and trying to help Cassie break up with me. While promoting his book, Colton told us that he wasn't allowed to publicly discuss Peter Weber's season of the show because production knew he would keep it too real. While promoting his book, Colton told us that he wasn't allowed to publicly discuss Peter Weber's season of the show because production knew he would keep it too real. He explained in April 2020, I feel like that's the producer's job, is to sort of help guide the lead. Guide the person I felt like they hung, Peter, out to dry in so many different ways and set him up for failure. He went on to provide more context into his own relationship with producers. I realize, this is an entertainment business, it's a business and you don't take things personally, but I'm still gonna maintain a professional relationship with you. I just asked for that in return. I think when the line started getting crossed, and I got told to be a good little boy, and keep my mouth shut. That's when I was like, you don't get to say that. During Peter's season of the show, fans learned that he briefly met Kelly Flanagan before filming began. While they had a spark, the pilot sent her packing before hometown dates on season 24, which aired in 2020. Kelly later alleged that production prevented her from forming a relationship with Peter. The first couple of weeks I saw him look at me differently compared to when we got on our one-on-one, and I could tell 100% that producers were in his head, Kelly told Ben Higgins and Ashley Yaconetti on the Almost Famous podcast in April 2020. Because on the one-on-one, nothing happened between us, but he had this, demeanor toward me that was so pissed off, and I was looking at him, what the hell were you told? Because nothing happened here for you to have this attitude. And so right then and there, I knew something was going on behind the scenes, and I was like, this is bull's tea. Ellipsis. I told him, they don't let me see you. They locked me up in a closet for 3 hours last week, and they won't let me see you. I said, you clearly know they push some people forward and they don't push others forward. Chris Harrison later revealed that he called Kelly after he heard her claims. I said, what was that? We don't lock people in closets, so clearly, you weren't locked in a closet for 3 hours. What did you mean? He told Entertainment Tonight in April 2020. What she meant by that was she was frustrated. She's a smart girl who I think is used to getting what she wants, and she didn't get that time with Peter. You're not in a closet. It's in a room, and sometimes it takes hours. It depends on what's going on at the time. I think Kelly was frustrated at the time, and that's how she articulated that. Scroll through for more contestant-producer feuds. Gillian Anderson, The Bachelor Season 19 alum, claimed that producers intentionally placed a black box over her bottom, even though there was nothing to hide. The executive producer was like, well, your butt's a little big and sometimes things got a little cheeky, so we had to blur it out. Disney made us, which I don't believe, she said on the She's All Bach podcast in October 2021. Instead of doing a little blur, we did a giant black bar, really over-exaggerated it, and I was just mortified. At that point, you are experiencing a level of humiliation that you thought you could be prepared for, but you really aren't. I could tell you, I don't think any contestant understands before going on how bad it's actually going to be. Victoria Fuller, while tuning into an August 2021 episode of Bachelor in Paradise, the season 24 Bachelor alum debunked contestant Chasen Nick's claim that it doesn't get much better than being on the BIP beach. Have you ever heard of paying for your own trip to Mexico and not getting harassed by producers? She teased in an Instagram story video.